Breaking news coming from SeaWorld Orlando. They are not adding an Intamin straddle coaster next year. Instead, they are adding something from the company of B&M? Let's dive into this very strange development. This definitely took a lot of people by surprise. I myself thought something was up with the Intamin straddle coaster rumors. In fact, I hinted at this in a previous video. Are we really sure that SeaWorld Orlando is getting a straddle coaster next year? And it honestly doesn't look like they would fit with these site plans if they are drawn to scale. So maybe, just maybe, Busch Gardens would get a straddle coaster and SeaWorld Orlando could be the one getting something else. But that's for another video. So I can take a little bit of credit for this, but honestly, I'm even surprised that it was B&M. One thing SeaWorld Orlando didn't really need was another B&M, and yet we are getting it. We just got Pipeline, which felt like a B&M family coaster, but now we are getting an actual B&M family coaster. This ride will feature a show scene and multiple launches. And the fact that it's by B&M, it is something we have never seen before in the coaster industry. Many of us thought that B&M was developing a multi-launch coaster, and this is going to be the first B&M multi-launch coaster that we have ever seen in the coaster industry. There are many videos going in depth of the ride's layout and what to expect. However, there's one major thing that we don't know yet, and that is the trains. What are the trains going to be like for this coaster? Well, there are a few options. We know that Intamin has created the bouncing seats just like Pipeline have, but I don't really think they will do that. Having two coasters in the same park with articulating seat designs that were added year after year doesn't really seem right to me. I honestly don't know why they would go for this. But there are plenty of other options of seat designs that B&M could create. Considering the fact that this is B&M's first ground-up multi-launch coaster, we have a lot of options of seat designs. The first option would be the motorbike coaster or the jet ski coaster, kind of originally what we thought was going to be happening here. I would love to see B&M's take on the motorbike coaster. I love how each company does it a little bit different. Intamin's is different than Vekoma's, and theirs is different than Zamperella's, so I think it would be great to add another player to the mix. The second option is a little bit out there, but I definitely think it's possible. Could B&M be creating a spinning coaster? Well, let's think about it. B&M has never done anything like a spinning coaster. The closest thing they have done to a spinning coaster is Pipeline, and that's actually at SeaWorld Orlando too. If you look at the layout of this coaster, it's not super exciting, but adding the element of spinning to it would make it pretty cool. Now, does this have a good chance of happening? No, not at all. I think a snowmobile coaster would be much more likely considering that it's going to be part themed. However, I do think it's possible that B&M could be developing a spinning coaster. I mean, they're going crazy lately. They just created a multi-launch coaster and they just finished up Pipeline, the next generation stand-up coaster. So there's no doubt in my mind they could be creating a spinning coaster. Now on this channel, I don't really go into project names that much because SeaWorld Orlando doesn't usually tie their project names to the actual coaster. However, I must mention it in this case. The project codename is Toboggan. Now this could mean a multitude of things. It could be a snowmobile coaster, it might even be some type of bobsled seating style. We don't know. And of course, there is always the idea that it could just be a regular sit-down coaster. Who knows, it could possibly be like this picture that we thought was the B&M surf coaster. The bottom line is absolutely no one saw this coming. No one in their right mind would have predicted that SeaWorld Orlando would add yet again another B&M the year after they just added another one. This makes no sense. The only plausible scenario I can think of is that SeaWorld Orlando negotiated some amazing package deal with B&M. They probably got both coasters at a discount, Pipeline, and whatever this is. I am very curious to see how this ride plays out. B&M's last prototype turned out very nicely, so I'm assuming this is going to be the same way. The final thing I want to touch on in this video is this. When we were all talking about the B&M surf coaster, it was the debate of is it going to be a launch coaster, a multi-launch coaster, or a stand-up coaster? Well, it turned out they were working on all three. B&M was developing all concepts at the same time. They were perfecting their launches, they were working on multi-launches, and they also revived the stand-up coaster. So who knows what this ends up being, but I am super duper excited for this. Anyways, so those are my thoughts on this project and this insane development in the coaster community. I know this was a little bit of a shorter video, but I just wanted to throw this out there because the news is burning hot right now. I wasn't originally even going to make a video on this, but I just had to. This threw everyone off. No one knew this was going to happen. I was just as surprised, and I'm sure you are going to be shocked as well. This is the Coaster Josh signing out.